Hello, and thank you for watching The Righteous Kitchen, a cooking and baking blog found at www.therighteouskitchen.blogspot.com. I am on my second video for cookies today, and this one is a really good recipe. It's also a family favorite. It's Choose a Chip cookies. Basically, they are oatmeal cookies with your option of whatever mix-up that you want to do as far as chips, chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, white chocolate chips, and then you could add in dried fruit like cranberries, cherries, apricots, raisins, and then your choice of nuts, pecans, walnuts, whatever you want to choose. So today, oh, and this, I must mention, this comes from a Disney's family cookbook. I think it came out in the early 90s, and that's how long I've been making this recipe. All right, so what we do is we start out, just like all the other recipes. We've got the flour, baking soda, salt. We're going to whisk that together. And then we'll set it off to the side. I also have a bowl of oatmeal. All the dry ingredients are off to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and cream 3 sticks of butter. And I'll have this recipe written out for you. We're going to cream the butter, the brown sugar, and the granulated sugar. Medium speed for about 5 minutes. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides of the bowl. And this is what it looks like, light and fluffy. You want to take your time. This is the most important step of the recipe. Okay, so we on low speed are going to add the vanilla and the eggs. So we've got the vanilla, and then the eggs one at a time. And then we'll scrape the bowl again. All right, and we're slowly going to add in the flour. If you kind of get it right close to the edge of the bowl where it doesn't just land on the beater, you're not going to have as much powder flying around. Alright, there's the flour. Alright, on low, we're going to go ahead and get the oatmeal in here. What I like to do when it starts getting thick is I bring it down and let that dough get off of the beater. And I'll go ahead and scrape it while I'm here. You're not going to want to double the recipe in this because it makes a lot and it's a heavy recipe. So don't double your recipe for this mixer. Okay, now the mix-ins, what I'm using this time is the white chocolate chips and dried tart cherries, and I just dice those up. And I'm using 1.5 cups of each. Walnuts or pecans would be great in here also. All right, so on low speed, it's gonna get really clunky here because it's a heavy batter. If it starts to do this number, just knock it down. So, there it is, a really nice chunky cookie dough. What I'm going to do is get my baking tray out and then I'll come back and get these in the oven. I have everything set up here to start getting the cookies on the baking sheet, and I went ahead and lined it with parchment. I'm going to set that over to the side, and then I have another sheet of parchment on the counter. And what I like to do is just dump this out. It's a very stiff batter. And I just find it easier to work just like this. Okay. All right. So I have a cookie scoop. I'm just using the largest one, and I don't see where this is marked anywhere. So I'm not sure if it's a 1 ounce, it's probably a 2 ounce or 1.5 ounce. But you can use that to help you just kind of get in here and make sure that everything's mixed up. And then what I do is, because this is thicker, it's not going to just get in there and scoop it. You're going to have to help it. So I just get in there and pack it down. And then what I do is smash these a little bit. You still want them to have the height, but just smash the dome off of the cookie. All right, so just smash it down just a little bit. And I'm putting about 1 inch or so apart on the cookie tray. Now this happens to be my son's favorite cookie combination. And tomorrow is his birthday. So in addition to the cheesecake I'm making, I am also making him these cookies. It's a lot faster than scraping it down the sides of the mixer. Now after I make this batch, my husband's going to ask for the traditional semi-sweet chocolate chip with raisins. And that is a classic. It's my last one for this tray. And this is going into a 350 degree preheated oven. So they're gonna bake about 13 minutes. They're gonna be just slightly brown. I'm gonna tear off a piece of parchment and I'm just gonna flatten them down just a little bit more. These cookies don't spread on their own, and you don't want a really thick cookie to bite into. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven and I'll be back to show you how they baked up. Okay, these cookies have been baking about 25 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and take them out of the oven. Did take a little bit longer to cook because they are bigger. So what I want to do is get these onto a cooling rack. And then I'm going to bake another tray. I'm just going to use this same parchment and cook up another batch. What I like about these cookies is if you want them crispy, you know, cook them just a little bit longer. But at this right here, they're kind of crunchy on the outside but soft. And they have a really nice butter flavor that comes through. I want to go ahead and measure that scoop so that you'll know how much, using that scoop, how many cookies this will yield. And I said between a 1.5 and 2. It doesn't feel quite like 2. So I said if I'm doing a demonstration, I might just well come at you with the correct measurement. Okay, this scoop, it's a large scoop and it's coming in at 1.6 ounces. All right, so we're just scooping in, taking the dome off. And what did we get? I think we got 20 on that first tray. But using the cookie scoop is a nice time saver. And then also working the dough on the counter like this, I think speeds up the process as well. You can always do 2 trays at a time. And this is a half sheet cookie tray. I like how it fills the oven. You get more cookies on there. Instead of 12, you can get 20 baked at a time. So that right there is like having a second cookie sheet. All right, and we have just a little bit left for one last one. So we've got 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50 cookies. This last little bit, you just put a little bit extra on these cookies. Okay, I have finished baking up these Choose a Chip cookies. And this is my last tray cooling down. I did bake these a little bit longer than the first batch. These give them just a little bit more crunch. They're still soft in the center. They're not going to be one of those oatmeal cookies that's clunky on your tooth. This has a little bit of crisp on the exterior, but the interior is nice and soft. So I hope you do try these cookies. If you do try them out, go ahead and leave a comment how they worked out for you. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.